Dr. Mehshin Waila. FA Cup champions.
It's a very warm welcome to Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com. As we know, Sri Lanka is almost starting the West Indies tour, and they are about to start a 3-day game against a West Indian A team, and then the test series starts. It's just a 3-test series, and we are kind of excited that the Sri Lankans are out there. They haven't won a test series in the West Indies at all, and this is a huge opportunity. But one of the things that really kind of upset the Sri Lankan plans, put in a bit of a spoke in the Sri Lankan wheel, if that's the right word, was the unfortunate withdrawal of Dhananjaya De Silva, Sri Lanka's exciting, almost established number 3 batsman, who's got a decent record, by the way, at number 3, 340 runs in 5 innings at an average of 85. Now, that's a bit of a dampener for the Sri Lankans starting off this tour. So, we're going to start on that note. Farveez Maharoof with me again. Morning to you, Maha.
Morning, Roshan.
Lovely to have you with us. And Dhananjaya De Silva, very unfortunate that he had to pull out due to a personal situation, which we are not going to dwell on that. But what I'm going to ask you is, who will bat at 3 for Sri Lanka?
I think very unfortunate to start with to lose him. If you look at his last 5 innings at batting at number 3, 340 runs, average of 85, so he'll be surely missed. Who's going to bat at 3? I think looking at the options, I think either they can have Mahela Duat at number 3, or else Chandimal at number 3, because I don't think Angie prefers to go more than number 4. And I don't think Roshan Silva either. It's suited for number 3 yet. He's more established at number 5 or 6. So I think it's Mahela Duat or Chandimal more suited for number 3. So what
will be the 6 then? So who will open the batting?
I think Kusal Janith and Kusal Mendis to open for me. And I'll have Chandimal.
And wicket-keeper?
Wicket-keeper, Kusal Janith, if he's fit enough. I'll have
opening
Kusal.
And keeping?
If he's fit enough to do it. Okay. If not, if Chandimal bats at number 3, he's going to do the same. So for me, the top 6 would be Kusal Perera, Kusal Mendis, Chandimal at 3, Angelo at 4, Roshan at 5, and Dickrell at 6. That will be my top 6, and followed by the 5 bowlers.
Right, so that's the scenario as far as the Sri Lankan batting lineup is concerned. Slightly handicapped without having their established number 3, but then the Sri Lankans have in their squad players who could step up, put their hands up and take that place. But again, as I said, we sympathize with Dhananjaya De Silva for that very unfortunate situation and passing away of his beloved father. But we certainly hope that he'll come back quickly. So that's a story as far as the Sri Lanka tour of the West Indies is concerned. But I promise you that there'll be a lot more as you watch Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com. Now, a little bit from Sri Lanka cricket, just to keep you posted. The elections, the AGM as it's called, the much look forward to the much talked of the Sri Lankan cricket AGM scheduled for the 31st of May has been postponed. That is, of course, due to a court case that is pending. We're not going to go into details because we are not still clear where it is, but all we know is that the case has been postponed, or at least the AGM has been postponed, I beg your pardon. The petitioner has been given 14 days, so it won't happen before the 14th of June. It was scheduled to happen on the 31st of May. Now also, in case you had forgotten, you know that there is a final to be played in the Sri Lanka Cricket Super Provincial 50 over. That will happen at the R. Premadasa Stadium on the 5th of June. It is going to be a day-night encounter. Now, I'm going to talk about something really big news during that last week, and that is to do with the Al Jazeera documentary on a new revelation. Now, we've heard about match fixing, we've heard about spot fixing, but pitch fixing, we've heard about it before. Did you know about this?
First of all, I heard first time. It's very unfortunate.
Learning, aren't we?
Exactly, you're still learning. Cricket is a game. You keep learning until you old. So there's new revelation coming up. Unfortunate to have a look, and unfortunate to see few Sri Lankans involved. So it's just a start. So we don't want to come for a conclusion, so we'll wait and see what's going on in the future.
Yeah, I think we need to make it quite clear. There are a few Sri Lankan names that have been mentioned, but well, they're still at a very early stage. They're still only allegations, so we're not here to pass any judgment or just point a finger at anyone, but we're just keeping our eyes open and ears to the ground just to try and find out what's happening and where this will all end. But one question, Maha, is that what would this do to Sri Lanka cricket? Now, pitch fixing, how much of an impact will that have?
I think, the 2 test matches what's been spoken about, both the results are out and it's done and dusted, but looking at the future or the present, I think the team is already in West Indies. I don't think it'll affect that much because they're already focused to, finish the job what they are,
No, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about Sri Lanka cricket, the brand, Sri Lanka cricket per se. How would the world look at Sri Lanka cricket from now on?
There's definitely a black stain in the batch for sure. There are few employees of Sri Lanka cricket involved, so definitely it affects a little bit. But it's all in all, Sri Lanka cricket have come up with a stance that they're going to cooperate with ICC and put the case up with the CID. So the allegations, just allegations for the moment, but we got to wait and see what's transpired in the near future.
Yeah, one good news is that, or I would say the good news is that Sri Lanka cricket has very correctly consented to support the ICC in their inquiry. And also they're conducting their own inquiry through the Criminal Investigation Department, the CID as it's called. So there will be independent inquiry that will go into this and look into this, and they'll come up with their own findings. So that's as far as the pitch fixing of the Al Jazeera documentary. We're not going to dwell too much about it, as I said, because it's in a very early stage. Now, one thing that we can dwell a little bit is about Sri Lanka's women's squad to the Asia Cup. Now, we've heard that the regular captain Chamari Atapattu and Amma Kanchana, they are both out because of illness. Now, how much of a kind of miss is it going to be? How much of a difficult situation would the Sri Lankan girl face because of this?
I think Captain Chamari Atapattu will be a big miss. She's a leader from the front. Batting even in the field, and he's a live wire. He has a lot of energy in the field, and a bit bowls a bit of off spin, and as well as all-rounder Kanchana. She's been doing well in the recent past. They'll be missed. It's a good opportunity to do girls who are coming up. You just have to look at the positive way. Injuries and illness is part and parcel of the game and part of life. So I think as far as I'm concerned, we are up for a good fight because India and Pakistan has always been dominating. But if our girls can turn it around and do something, I think there will be the ideal chance for them.
Yeah, in fact, this is the 7th edition of the tournament and 3rd time it's been played in the T20 format. One thing is that India is dominating even the ladies' game. Why is that? They don't have an IPL.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure not that far coming IPL for the women's as well. Look at it in a broader way. I think so many states playing women's cricket. I think probably about 10 states play women's cricket there. So many girls coming through. I'm not surprised. Even the men's and the women's have reached the standard we have reached now. They only can go forward from here.
You see that happening in Sri Lanka? Women's cricket taking to that level?
I think they have started some projects outside Colombo. So it's a matter of time that there is definitely interest. It's a matter of time few girls will come to the squads and develop their game, because if them to develop their game, they got to come to Colombo and develop it, because all the facilities are in Colombo. So I think it's early stage for Sri Lanka. It will take us some time, but I think the plans are already in place.
Yeah, no doubt indeed, plans are in place, and the good news is that women's cricket is also taking off. A lot of interest in that segment of the game. And also, just to nudge you about the West Indies tour, don't forget Sri Lanka are playing 3 test matches against the West Indies, and as I said, it's a huge opportunity for the Sri Lankans. They've never won a series in the Caribbean, so the first time they're in with a really good chance of beating the West Indies. So that's a story on Around the Wickets. We hope you enjoyed it. See you again very soon on ThePapare.com when we bring you Around the Wickets again.